Welcome, wrestling fans, to the National Wrestling League. I'm Ben Miller, the voice of the NWL, and we're here at NWL headquarters, and we have an action-packed hour of professional wrestling lined up for all you great fans. First, we have Ray Briggs taking on Chad Barstow. Now, Ray Briggs recently signed with the Leech Talent Agency, and we're going to see if he can pick up his first win. And in our gigantic main event, NWL crowns its first ever champion as Blaine Meeks takes on Draper. Now let's get to the ring for all the action.
The following contest is set for one fall.
And here we go, Christopher Fulton and Ben Miller sitting here ready to call the action in this action-packed hour right here on 38th The Spot. And coming out right now is Chad Barstow.
Making his way to the ring right now from the OC at 5'10", 195 pounds, the brand, Chad Barstow.
Well, I tell you what, every time I see Chad Barstow, I feel more connected with the world. This guy is a social media guru. I mean, he's got like 19 million followers on Twitter and Instagram. I just feel connected to the world. People always complain about millennials, but this guy, what a shining example of what the millennial generation is and what they can do for us.
Lord have mercy on our souls if he's a shining example, but one person that's a great example of athleticism and sportsmanship here in the National Wrestling League, it's this guy, Lockdown Ray Briggs.
Oh, and there he is, Roscoe Leech, his new manager. I tell you, Lockdown has had some trouble, and he thinks that, what is this guy thinking? That Roscoe Leech is going to turn his career around? Are you kidding me?
Roscoe Leech, Lockdown Ray Briggs.
Well, we've seen since the debut of Lockdown Ray Briggs here in the National Wrestling League, we've seen him unable to pick up a victory as of yet here. Last time we thought there was no way that him or Gil Rogers couldn't walk away with the victory, but unfortunately that ended in a double countout. And here we are, Lockdown Ray Briggs with his new manager, Roscoe Leech, hoping to pick up his first victory right here on 38th The Spot.
Listen, I believe that Ray Briggs is the type of athlete that needs a coach. He needs a manager. I just don't think that Roscoe is right for anybody. Why didn't he call Michael Strider? That's somebody who could turn his career around, not Roscoe.
Michael Strider probably tried to stab him in his back at the first given opportunity. And we are underway here. Lockdown Ray Briggs, a man who screams potential, who screams he's ready for that first victory. Chad Barstow, on the other hand, is somebody that's looking just to pick up a quick win and get back to a social media beautiful dropkick by Lockdown Ray Briggs.
Well, he's got Chad Barstow rocking and rolling right now. Now, these two have met in the past. Chad Barstow picked up the win there. I don't see a different outcome. Chad, he's on a little worse for wear right now, but Ray Briggs, he always finds some way to screw up. You watch, he will.
I got the ball.
Looks like Roscoe's going down for a snap here. Drives that forearm right into the throat of Chad Barstow. Going for a cover here, too. Referee Nick Chin in perfect position. Chad Barstow able to get that left shoulder up.
Both these guys are in fantastic shape. This just shows you the kind of athletes that we have here in the NWL. Chad Barstow going to take a lot more than that to beat that guy.
Knife edge chop by Chad Barstow. Chad Barstow, what I will say about this, as you called him, the shining example of millennials, Chad Barstow in the last few weeks that we've seen him wrestle has shown us an aggressive side. He has shown a much more aggressive side, and that may lead to him picking up more victories here in the NWL.
Listen, here in the NWL, if you're not aggressive, you're going to get left behind. You're going to get beat. Everybody recognizes that. They maybe have a certain style, and then they get here and they realize just how tough the competition is, and they all have to step up their game or they get left behind.
Oh, sunset flip attempt here. Chad Barstow rolls through and kicks. Lockdown Ray Briggs right in the center of the chest. 2 count. And will Lockdown Ray Briggs hit that pick six? He has gone for it multiple times in different matches here in the NWL and has yet to score a victory with it, but could tonight be that night in a swinging neck breaker? Nicely executed by Chad Barstow.
Well, if history is any indication about what Ray Briggs' night is going to be like here, probably not. This guy has a tendency to look real good, do a lot of really fantastic things, and then screw up at the end.
Ray Briggs definitely is in possession of one of the most beautiful drop kicks I've ever seen in my life in the history of our great sport, and that may be one of the keys to success for him here. Chad Barstow going for another cover, only gets a 2 count. And could somebody like Roscoe Leech, a man that may be an unlikely motivator, could he be the motivating factor that Lockdown Ray Briggs needs to pick up a victory?
Well, I don't know. Like I said earlier, I think that Ray Briggs needs something. He needs a coach. He's one of those athletes that has to have somebody think for him. So maybe somebody out there, but I can't think that anybody is going to benefit at all from Roscoe's intervention. Are you kidding me?
Roscoe Leech running around on the outside, trying to get the attention of Chad Barstow after that clothesline. And poor Roscoe. He must have forgot to tie his shoe. He just tripped over. And look at Barstow.
This is worth capturing. Absolutely. Did he go get his phone? That's exactly what he. You got to get this on film. You got to send this to all your boys.
That's mean-spirited. I mean, the guy obviously twisted his ankle. He's in a lot of pain on the outside, and Chad Barstow just laughing at him.
Well, who wouldn't laugh at him? That's pretty funny.
Pick six!
Wow!
The pick six out of nowhere.
He got it.
Going for a cover 2, 3.
Are you kidding me?
Ray Briggs picks up his first victory with the assistance, if you will, of Roscoe Leech.
Unbelievable! Roscoe Leech actually leads Ray Briggs indirectly to a victory.
And Lockdown Ray Briggs has picked up his first victory here in the NWL, and one man right there, Roscoe Leech, looks excited about it.
Well, I don't think that Roscoe expected this to happen. In your wildest dreams, you couldn't expect something like this to happen. Ray Briggs gets a victory. Roscoe and his client is now successful.
What's up, guys? I'm Jet Royal. I'm Jax Royal. We're the Royal Blood, and you're watching NWL KC.
The NWL is brought to you by Flying Monkey Beer, KC's local beer alternative since 1996. And by the Windy Wine Company, fun wines, good times.
Jeremy, Wyatt, it would appear that you've added another win to the Kansas City column, and now Kansas City is still leading 5-3. But, I mean, if my memory serves me right, I'm pretty sure I saw you tapping out to Kyle O'Reilly just right before the ref counted to 3.
Stop. You saw him tapping out. Did you see me getting kicked in the head illegally? Did you see Thor running out after there was stipulations put on us that we were going to get suspended without pay for 6 months if we interfered with him? Did you see that? Did your beady little eyelash eyes catch those little glimpses of reality? You saw him tapping. Did you see the 3 count on Kyle O'Reilly? Those are the things that you should have watched. Those are the things that matter.
What matters to me, and I think what matters to all our fans at home, is that you finally got a little bit of karma. You finally got a little bit of what some would say you deserved.
That's a very interesting narrative you have there, Marty. You want to talk about me tapping out. The only thing I remember was the referee counting 1, 2, 3, and the Monarch being responsible for putting up Kansas City 5-3 against Kyle O'Reilly, who's one of the best wrestlers in the world, which also makes me one of the best wrestlers in the world. And you want to talk about Thor getting karma? See, I was done with Thor. Like, I beat him and Scott Slade single-handedly last show. They're old news, but Thor, he just can't let it go. So Thor wants to come out like a coward and attack me after I wrestled for over 20 minutes. That's fine. That's fine. That's A-okay with me, because Thor, you want to make this personal. You want to keep this going. I'm not going to be content with just beating you physically. I'm going to break you mentally. So April 15th, you and I, Thortario, we're going to go around one more time, and we'll see who gets karma.
you're facing Dak Draper. How are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling pretty good going into it. I mean, as you said before, tonight I beat my good friend Red Cloud, and in the finals it'll be nice to face another friend of mine, Dak. And I think we're going to put on a heck of a match.
Friend? I'm sorry, do you consider Dak Draper your friend?
Well, newsflash! Nobody wants to be your friend.
Me and Dak is like my older brother, and obviously siblings are going to bicker, and they're going to bicker, and he said some mean things.
Your initials are PM. This guy's PM.
Dak Draper is coming in the ring. What is he doing? Mile High Dr. Bob connects with Blaine Meeks.
Doesn't snub me. He's a good guy. You see all the bad points, and you're seeing none of the good things about Dak. I'm his protege.
That offends me. That makes me sick.
And I realize that Dak can come off a little bit terse.
Blaine Meeks and I might as well not even be in the same species. The fact is, Dak Draper's the biggest. Dak Draper's the most handsome. Dak Draper's the most charismatic, and Dak Draper's the best wrestler.
I'm not going to need a rematch, Dak, when I win the Kansas City Championship. But you are more than welcome to try again and again and again, as many times as it takes you to maybe win your first Kansas City Championship.
I look at myself in the mirror every day. I'm happy with what I look like. I'm happy with who I am. He looks in the mirror and he puts his eyes right back into a comic book because he's not happy. He's not confident. He lives in a fantasy world because he can't cope with who he is.
I haven't proven myself to Dak, and there is no better way to do that than to win the championship's final match and to become the NWL Kansas City champion and prove to Dak and prove to this company the caliber of wrestler that I am. I've entertained this long enough.
I'm gonna be your champion. I'm gonna be the main wrestler this city has ever seen. A superstar. Get used to looking at me. Don't fight it, accept it.
I've got chills from the bottoms of my feet to the top of my head. This is perhaps the biggest match in the history of our company. Dak Draper, the Mile High Magnum, is taking on Blaine Meeks for the first ever Kansas City Championship.
Well, I don't know about your mental or physical condition. Maybe you have the flu, but I will agree with you about this. This is the biggest match in the history of the NWL. Dak Draper, Blaine Meeks, first ever Kansas City champion. I can't wait. I've been waiting all week for this match.
I think the fans here in attendance and the fans watching us on 38th Spot are in for a treat. This main event, what you're watching right now, could be the seminal point of the short history of the National Wrestling League.
When this tournament started just a couple of months ago and we started as a company, would you have thought that it would be Blaine Meeks and Dak Draper? I'll tell you what, I have been thinking Dak Draper all along. Blaine Meeks has been a surprise to me.
There he is, the do-gooder, if you will, the man without fear, Blaine Meeks. And you're right, Christopher, a lot of people maybe counted Blaine Meeks out at the beginning of this tournament, but one thing's for sure, one thing that's persevered since the start of this tournament is the heart that this young man has, and it's carried him to the finals against somebody like the Mile High Magnum. And would you look at this, this is one of the reasons why he's so beloved in Kansas City.
Because he steals children? I don't get why people like this guy.
Look,
where is he going with her?
This is one of the great fans here in the Scottish Rite Temple with the Go Meeks sign. This is why the National Wrestling League's mean so much to so many people. What a good guy this Blaine Meeks is.
Listen, I have had my troubles with Blaine Meeks in the past. This guy's sticking his nose into other people's business, but all of that we're going to push aside for right now because we got bigger things to talk about, and that is the first ever Kansas City Championship. And I will say this, Blaine Meeks certainly deserves to be there. He has had some fantastic victories on his way to this final match.
And I want all the fans at home to notice the look in the eye of Blaine Meeks. It's usually more happy-go-lucky. This young man is focused. He is focused and wants that belt right there, the Kansas City Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is set for one fall and is for the NWLKC Championship title. And is the main event of the evening. Let's get ready to wrestle. Introducing to you first, to my left, from Denver, Colorado, at 6'5", 260 pounds, the Mile High Magnum, Dak Draper.
Dak Draper in phenomenal shape. This guy's been training very, very hard. Look at him. That guy is ready, isn't he?
And right now, introducing his opponent, right here to my right, from Austin, Texas, at 6 foot tall, 195 pounds, the man without fear, Blaine Meeks.
You know, the best thing about that introduction is that I was surprised that Don Diablo knows his right from his left. He actually got it right this time.
I'm surprised you haven't said anything about your favorite powder blue suit that Don Diablo is wearing for this special occasion. And that's what this means to both of these athletes. That championship held by the referee for this evening, referee Nick Chin. That is a beautiful championship, and it is a great representation of this great city, and that's what both of these guys are fighting for.
Absolutely. You know, Nick Chin said that he was very honored to be selected as the referee for this title match. I just hope he doesn't screw up.
And the bell has sounded and we are underway, and I cannot wait. The tension has been building all week long since we found out that it was going to be Dak Draper taking on Blaine Meeks, and this is a historic match that I hope all of you have set your DVRs for. I cannot wait for this to really get going.
Both of these guys really have stepped up their game in the last couple of months. So, of course, we saw Blaine Meeks taking on the powerhouse Red Cloud. I think a match that I did not think he could win, and he did it. And then, of course, we see Dak Draper as he battles with Niles Plonk. Really saw a vicious streak, busting open Niles Plonk, making him bleed all over the Scottish Rite Temple. These two guys want this title. You can tell by the look in their eyes and just by the way that they are going after this match in these early goings.
And already Blaine Meeks on the offensive here, which I did not expect. They're jockeying for position right now, exchanging, Greco-Roman positioning here. Blaine Meeks gets the better of that and has a waist lock wrapped around Dak Draper. Dak Draper picks the heel out, locks in an ankle lock, and Blaine Meeks rolls out of it. We're at a stalemate here. Quick opening to this match. I expected it to be much more methodical and to be controlled by Dak Draper.
Which just goes to show these guys are tired of waiting. They want to see an outcome just like the rest of us, and they're really going after it right now. I would not, if I were Blaine Meeks, get into a catch-as-catch-can wrestling match with Dak Draper. This guy got a great, tremendous amateur background. Blaine Meeks has got to fly.
A lot of people forget that Dak Draper was a blue-chip athlete throughout his entire life. Amateur wrestling, football, any sport that this young man could get his hands on. Not only did he play, but he excelled at, and someone like Dak Draper should never be underestimated when it comes to his mat-based skills. There he goes, shooting for the leg. Speaking of mat-based skills, shooting for the leg here. Going behind Blaine Meeks and locks on a waist lock. Dak Draper is immensely talented. Too bad he's the most cocky wrestler that we have on our roster.
Listen, I've said it before, I'll say it again. He's not cocky, he's convinced.
Convinced, right.
Absolutely. Look at this guy. He is the absolute prototype of what a pro wrestler should be. He's long, he's lean, he's in great shape, he's strong, all of those things.
Hammerlock applied right now on Blaine Meeks. Blaine Meeks rolling out of the hammerlock. Sweeps the leg out from under Dak Draper. Goes for a quick cover. Only gets a 2 count.
I think Blaine Meeks stole that move from Spider-Man.
Locks in a front chancery, and Dak Draper just slips out. Look at him rolling over onto Blaine Meeks, really putting all of his body weight, now slipping into a front chancery of his own. Blaine Meeks slips out of that, locks it. I mean, these guys are going tit for tat here, hold for hold in the opening moments of this contest. And we're back here in this NWL KC Championship match. Floats over now, locks in a head scissors.
These two guys have been going at it back and forth for a couple of minutes here right now. It seems to me like yes, they want to be aggressive, they want to go after each other, but neither one of them really wanting to make that first mistake because it could be all over just that quick from either one of these guys. They've both shown that ability in the past to just end it just like that.
Nice shoulder block, takes the big Dak Draper off of his feet. Blaine Meeks showing excellent power. Put a little jump in that, put a little extra momentum into that shoulder block, making sure he takes the big 6'5" Dak Draper off his feet.
Blaine Meeks' conditioning is absolutely unparalleled. This guy is you could also argue that he is the prototype of a great professional wrestler. Not real tall, but he's tall, he's strong, he's very, very lean. You know, a lot of folks will say, oh, well, he's got good genetics. But this guy is a guy who, well, he walks it like he talks it. He's eating the chicken breast, he's eating the broccoli, all of those things. These two guys just show you the type of caliber of athlete that we have here in the NWL, and it's no surprise why either one of these guys are in the finals.
We're going for a roll-up here. Gets a 2 count. Blaine Meeks looking to take home a victory. Early crucifix. Rolls him up. 1-2. Dak Draper rolls out of it. Puts a head right in the midsection of Blaine Meeks. Puts it into that momentum by the man without fear. Blaine Meeks rolling off the back of Dak Draper. Going for another sunset flip here. Dak Draper rolls through. Tries to stomp or kick the face off of Blaine Meeks. Blaine Meeks under, now over Dak Draper. Really great agility. Look for that cross body block and gets his neck put over the top rope by the mile-high Magnum vicious spinning elbow.
That sequence of events right there just shows you how well these two guys have scouted each other over the past couple of months. They're not strangers to each other at all. Dak Draper will play it off that he is not really impressed with Blaine Meeks, but you can tell he's been doing his homework. Knew that he was going for that crossbody.
No matter how cocky Dak Draper appears to be, he is a student of our great sport, so no doubt he's been studying film on Blaine Meeks and how to stay one step ahead, because what matters most to him is that Kansas City championship. Dak Draper remains on the offensive here, wrapping that arm and shoulder around that top rope. Referee Nick Chin putting a count on him. He has till 5 to break that. Oh! And just kicks that top rope. Really wrenching down on that arm and shoulder of Blaine Meeks. He knows that part of Blaine Meeks' offense is that comic mischief long blower backcracker maneuver. If he takes out the arm, vicious clothesline by Dak Draper, Blaine Meeks is going to be able to execute comic mischief without the use of one of his arms.
Absolutely. You know, the body is like a table. You take away one of the legs and they fall over, right? And that's exactly what he is doing to Blaine Meeks right here, working on that arm now, working on the chin. Just really being as aggressive as he possibly can. We've really seen this mean streak from Dak Draper, and that's exactly what it's going to take for either one of these two guys to be successful tonight. I think Blaine Meeks is thinking he's reading a comic book right now. He's been really put to the test here by Dak Draper.
Elbow strikes to the midsection by Blaine Meeks. Oh, and uses the hair and jerks him right down into the mat by the back of his head, just rebounding off the center of the ring there. And those are the kind of tactics and maneuvers I cannot get behind with somebody like Dak Draper. He's so immensely talented, he doesn't need to resort to pulling the hair of Blaine Meeks to pick up a victory here tonight.
Listen, you're right. It is easier to pull the hair and to just throw him down to the back of his head, and that's why Dak Draper did it. He knows this is going to be a long match. He's going to take every shortcut, every advantage that he can. So if you were a real winner, you would understand that that's what winners do. they take advantage of situations and they create their own advantages. Maybe they have to bend the rules just a little bit here and there. That's real life, Miller.
Shoot, 2 hard knife-edge chops right there by Blaine Meeks. That's your real life. I don't have to cut any corners to get where I'm at. Blaine Meeks whipped hard into the buckle and just rebounds off that corner turnbuckle there, putting him in position. Now, Dak Draper loves to utilize the knee drop into the side of the head here, and that's exactly what he did, driving that knee right in the side of the face of Blaine Meeks, going for a cover here, feet on the ropes. Nick Chin did not see that Dak Draper had a little extra something on that pin, and by extra something, I mean he was breaking the rules.
Oh, I think that he's just so tall that his feet got caught up in the ropes. Those things happen every so often.
Dak Draper was looking to steal a victory from Blaine Meeks because he knows that the longer this match goes on, the more it may be in the favor of somebody like Blaine Meeks.
Listen, Blaine Meeks has a gas tank like nobody else here in the NWL, and like nobody else really in the world. I would say I'd put this guy's cardiovascular conditioning up against just about anyone. And yeah, you're right. He's going to have to concentrate on maybe getting a quick victory on this.
Blaine Meeks was getting caught up in a gator roll there by Dak Draper, and now using the ropes to choke him. Now he's telling referee Nick Chin to put the count on Blaine Meeks. Let's see if he can get a count out here.
Well, a count out victory is still a victory. Smart move by Dak Draper, catching a breath here, and still letting Blaine Meeks has got to, he's got to get himself up and get back in the ring, and he does finally, but he's in he's not in great shape right now.
Dak Draper has been firmly in control of this match since we returned from our commercial break. Could he be going for the mile-high Dr. Bomb here? Looks like he was, and it was reversed into a Hurricane Rana and a beautiful drop kick. Make that 2 by Blaine Meeks, going for a 3rd one right off the side of the face. Almost got caught with that mile-high Dr. Bomb. What is Blaine Meeks doing here?
Up and over
the top rope plancha by the man without fear, Blaine Meeks.
We'll tell you, we were talking about it every time we see Blaine Meeks, just how explosive this guy is, and we just showed it right there. 3 incredible drop kicks, taking Dak Draper on the outside and then up and over the top rope, crashing down to the floor. Things have turned around for Blaine Meeks. These guys are really letting it all hang out here at the Scottish Rite Temple.
Oh! Kicks that middle rope as Blaine Meeks was trying to make his way back into the ring. What is Dak Draper doing here? Taking advantage of that.
Powerbomb him? No.
He's going to powerbomb him on the apron. Good gravy. Good night. That should be it for Blaine Meeks.
Come on, Dak. Roll back into the ring. You can win by count out here. There's no way he's getting up from that. Did you see the impact on that?
Blaine Meeks' eyes are open and glazed over, and he is splaying on the outside of the ring here in the Scottish Rite Temple. Unbelievable impact on that powerbomb. Some of our great fans in attendance can't believe the action that they're seeing here in the Scottish Rite Temple, especially. Is he going to get back in the ring? Unbelievable. Blaine Meeks has made his way back into the ring. That might have been a bad idea. He should have taken the count out. That was a vicious powerbomb on the apron.
He's definitely not in any shape really to compete right now. Of course, that shows the heart of Blaine Meeks. That'll be good time. Looks like he's going for that Dr. Bomb again.
He could be going for that Dr. Bomb. If he hits it in the middle of the ring, that could be it. Maybe a pile driver. Nope. Blaine Meeks holding on to the legs of Dak Draper. He gets caught with a right hand.
That might have been everything that Blaine Meeks had right there to resist, to be going up for that powerbomb or pile driver, whatever Dak Draper had in mind.
Snapmares him over. Dak Draper once again working on that back and that neck, softening up. Perhaps, what is he doing here? Hits the rope senton. Wow. Somersault senton, incredible agility by the Mile High Magnum, going for a 2.
I have never seen him use a rolling senton like that. Again, these guys just pulling out all the stops here tonight. Unbelievable move there from Dak Draper. Like I said, I've never seen him do that. Have you?
Not at all. Unbelievable agility by the Mile High Magnum, trying to pull out all the stops here. Blaine Meeks trying to put a boot to the midsection and gets dropped right out of that turnbuckle. Dak Draper elevating Blaine Meeks out of that corner and just drops him right in the center of the ring.
The lower back and really the entire back of Blaine Meeks has really been punished here for the last couple of minutes. Ever since he took that powerbomb on the apron, this guy's in a lot of pain right now.
Draper driving his knee right into the kneecap, right into the patella of Blaine Meeks, working over that left leg. He is picking apart the body of Blaine Meeks, making sure that he's got no legs on that table, as you referred to earlier.
Systematically taking him apart piece by piece.
Tilt-a-whirl slam.
That's got to be it. I'd go for a cover right there. He might have it right here.
Going for a cover here. 1, 2. He almost deadlifted Blaine Meeks in that tilt-a-whirl slam and just drove him right down to the mat. Again, working on that small of the back and the entire back of Blaine Meeks. Oh! Punt kicks him right in the stomach, right in the rib cage.
Not a bad strategy, to start working on those ribs, those lungs, all those things. It's hard to breathe. And we talked about it so many times, how much fuel in the tank that Blaine Meeks has. You got to take some of that out of it, and that's a great strategy right there. But he is really just taking apart Blaine Meeks right now. Dak Draper showing you why he has been the odds-on favorite to win this Kansas City Championship since this tournament started.
Meeks again crawling back into the ring, breaking the count of the referee. And once again, Dak Draper remains on the offense, driving the knee right into the jaw, once again, of Blaine Meeks, backing him up into the corner. What does Dak Draper have planned? Blaine Meeks reversal. Looks like he's going for another schoolboy roll up here, too. Almost caught Dak Draper off guard. Small package, 2 again. Blaine Meeks looking to try to sneak out a victory here and get that Kansas City Championship and head for higher ground. Nice reverse elbow by Blaine Meeks into the corner.
Well, this comic book nerd, yeah, he's a lot of things.
Look at the agility on Dak Draper. Just came off that top rope with an axe handle and gets a 2 count. He thought that was it. What agility, once again, by the Mile High Magnum.
Just a reminder, folks, that Dak Draper is 6'5" and 260 pounds. You don't see guys that are that size doing those things. Dak Draper pulling out all the stops. I don't think I've ever seen him do that before. He is really showing us so many things in his repertoire right now. This title means so much to both of these guys, and they're really letting it show.
Look at him locking in that gut wrench. We saw this before in his match with Niles Plonk, just showing his incredible raw strength, and catches him with a gut wrench suplex after switching sides almost 3 times with a man the size of Blaine Meeks. Impressive strength.
Absolutely. This guy is you wouldn't consider him like a muscle guy necessarily, but he's obviously a big, strong man, and he definitely showed it on that maneuver there. Put all that weight on of Blaine Meeks' body in the ribs, when he's switching him back and forth. That has got to be, he's in a lot of pain right now.
Here the fans really getting behind Blaine Meeks here in the Scottish Rite Temple. They want their superhero to walk out of this match with the Kansas City Championship, and a couple of forearms have Dak Draper reeling in the corner right now. Blaine Meeks hops up on the top rope, puts a knee up. I think that caught Dak right in the jaw, or the nose, if you will. Catches him off guard. Nice clothesline off the second rope. Blaine Meeks trying to find a bit of offense to keep the Mile High Magnum on his back.
Both these guys are down. This match is really starting to take its toll on both of them. Dak Draper trying to figure out just exactly what's going to work. What is it going to take to put away Blaine Meeks? He's thrown everything at him and more, and still Blaine Meeks is struggling to get back to his feet, but he's still in the game.
Dak Draper with a nice right hand, countered by a right hand from Blaine. Both men back up to a vertical base and exchanging right hands here in the middle of the ring. Who's going to come out on top of this exchange here in the Scottish Rite Temple? Both men going toe-to-toe. Unbelievable. Blaine Meeks getting the better of this exchange. And Dak Draper reverses an Irish whip, kicks Blaine Meeks right in the stomach, and an elbow right into the back of the head, puts an end to that momentum Blaine Meeks was trying to put together.
Every big championship match throughout the history of professional wrestling at some point turns into a little bit of a street fight. We're seeing some of that right now.
Both men looking for an opening here, jockeying for position. Nice reverse elbow by Blaine Meeks. And there's that flipping clothesline that Blaine Meeks has used. Nice leg lariat.
How is Blaine Meeks still on his feet? The amount of punishment that this man has taken throughout this match. Here he goes. No.
I didn't know what he was doing there. Hits the ropes, puts the brakes on it. Now hits off the other ropes. Tope suicida through the second and third rope. Going back into the ring. What is he doing here?
Is he going for another one?
A tope cone. Hello. Crashes down on the Mile High Magnum.
He rolls it back to the ring. He goes for the cover. He might have it right here.
This could be it. 1, 2.
No.
Oh my goodness, almost a 3 count after those 2 unbelievable aerial maneuvers by Blaine Meeks.
What are these?
Putting it all on the line.
Unbelievable action. What are these two guys going to have to do to each other to win? They're both showing us things that we've never seen from them before. And they're still both getting on their feet. They're still both here.
And look at Blaine Meeks, the look on his face. He's so determined. He's so determined to put away Dak Draper. This could be it. Mile High Doctor.
He got him. He got him. This is it.
1, 2,
New champion.
3.
No.
Blaine Meeks hits
Unbelievable.
the right shoulder up.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Nick Chin almost counted 3. He's telling Dak just inches away from the 3 count. I thought that was it.
We have never seen anybody kick out of the Mile High Doctor Bomb. Blaine Meeks did it right there. Sure, he's worse for wear right now, but he's on the outside of the ring. This is good for Blaine.
Blaine Meeks wisely rolls to the apron. I cannot believe he just kicked out of the Mile High Doctor Bomb, and he's fighting back against drop kick
to the floor.
Drop kick, unbelievable drop kick by Dak Draper, putting a stop to the offense of Blaine Meeks. It looked like Blaine Meeks was going for a springboard maneuver, and Dak Draper catches him out of midair with a drop kick. What is Dak Draper doing? Going to the top rope.
No. Oh, thought better of it.
He thought better of it. Now back up
here
to
he
the
goes.
top rope.
Wow.
High cross body to the outside by the 6'5". Dak Draper, unbelievable.
Dak Draper, not a guy that goes to the top rope ever. It just goes to show you how much this title means to these guys. They're throwing it all on the line. I have never seen Dak Draper hit the top rope like that. It almost cost him, but it certainly looked like that risk paid off. Both these men, though, I don't know if either one of them is going to be able to get back into the ring. We might have a double count out here.
Dak Draper, unbelievable. I have never seen agility like that from a 6'5" man such as Dak Draper. I mean, he literally leapt on the top rope like a cat, like somebody like Blaine Meeks. Unbelievable action here. I cannot believe that these guys are pulling out all the stops to get that prestigious first Kansas City championship.
Both men making it back in before the 10 count, but both of them really struggling to get to their feet. Neither one of these guys, man, both of them are ripe for the pickings right now. Just who wants it more right now? What is it going to take to see a finish in this match? Both of these guys put through hell.
Both of these men are completely and totally spent. Dak Draper looks like he could be locking in a brainbuster or a suplex here. Lifts him up. Now he's sending him on the top rope.
Is he going up top?
What could the Mile High Magnum be thinking here? I mean, we've seen everything. Knowing him, he might pull out a top rope hurricane.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
It
no.
looks like they're going for a superplex.
Looks like he's setting him up for a top rope.
Dak is going to the top rope.
Dak,
oh my goodness.
Dak put him all the way on the top rope. And crashes down with a top rope superplex. And look at the look in the eyes of Blaine Meeks. He could be out here.
Look at him. It looks like there is nobody home right there. And Blaine Meeks, both these men not moving. That's the thing about a superplex like that. You're falling from a long way up. Both these men took a lot of punishment on that. I don't know if either one of them is going to be able to answer the bell. We might have, like I said, we might have a double count out right here. How can they go on after all this punishment?
7 and Blaine Meeks kips up to his feet. Oh no!
Well, no, what the hell?
Howlets?
It shouldn't end like this.
No, this is the Howlets. It can't end like this. No!
Pump kick, whoa, pump kick from Lionel.
Look
at him. Blaine Meeks is out. Blaine Meeks is out. That is going to do it right there. He goes for the cover. This is it.
1, 2.
No!
No! Blaine Meeks refuses to lose.
Unbelievable. Oh, here's the Royal Blood.
The Royal Blood are out
What
here.
are they doing here? They're coming after the Howlets.
They're attacking the Howlets. Marco and Lionel Howlett are being assaulted by the Royal Blood. Finally, someone is putting it in to the Howlets.
Listen to the reaction for the Royal Bloods here in the Scottish Rite Temple. It looks like they're not done with them yet, or they're going to head after them.
They're telling Blaine, they're giving Blaine their support. Now they're heading out the door, chasing the Howlets down. The match is still on. It did not end that way, thank God. Now Dak has him up. What is he going for here? Blaine going for a cover. Two. Dak just spit with exhaustion.
Comic Mischief.
Mischief.
He got him.
He connected.
This is it.
This could be it. 1, 2. No. Match still on. Dak Draper gets his left shoulder up, and look at the look on the face of Blaine Meeks. He cannot believe it.
Blaine Meeks is battered. He is busted, but he is in this match. Look at the look on that face. Man, this guy is determined. I've never seen that look on his face. He's going up top. What's he going to pull out here?
Going for up top. We've seen everything here tonight in this historic championship match. We're to the top rope.
High cross body
block.
He hurt himself.
See the impact.
Wow.
The impact actually sent him off the body of Dak Draper.
This is
1,
it.
2. No. Dak Draper gets his left shoulder up just in the nick of time.
Everything that these two guys do to each other right now not only hurts their opponent, but it hurts them as well. I don't know what is keeping these guys on their feet. The love for that title, the fact that they want to be the very, very best here in the NWL. I guess that's the only thing keeping them up. But we've seen this before.
We've seen this before against Lakota Red Cloud. This could be that flipping comic mischief. Dak Draper struggling, fighting his way out of it.
He knew that was it.
Series of right hands to the face of Blaine Meeks, and Blaine Meeks fighting back off the top rope. And again, these Dak Draper in the face. Could be going, looks like he might be locking him in a tornado DDT.
He's looking for something.
And if he connects with this could be over. Dak
shows
Draper
him off
brushes
wisely.
him off. What's he?
Throws Nick Chin in front. Boom.
Rolling forearm smash to the face. Hooking him with a gut wrench.
Smart move. This is it.
Mile high.
Oh,
Doctor,
God, he didn't let go.
He didn't
He's going again.
Now he
another
connects with the Dr. Bomb. 1, 2, 3.
Wow, we have a new champion.
We have the first ever Kansas City champion, the Mile High Magnum, Dak Draper.
Unbelievable matchup. I told you this guy was the odds-on favorite. This guy is showing you why he is the blue chipper, why he is the only wrestler that matters here in Kansas City. Dak Draper, your first ever Kansas City champion. Unbelievable matchup.
That is one of the greatest matchups I've ever seen in my entire life. And we saw it right here in the Scottish Rite Temple. And Dak Draper is your first ever NWL Kansas City champion.
Folks, if you have not seen an event live here, the electricity here in the air is unbelievable. Dak Draper, your first ever Kansas City champion. Here comes Major Basin, going to crown our champion right here on 38th the spot. This is unbelievable. What an unbelievable matchup we had here tonight.
And he just took it away from Major Basin, and the celebration has started. Dak Draper, the Mile High Magnum, is the first Kansas City heavyweight champion. What an effort by the man without fear, Blaine Meeks. Fighting off everything, fighting through everything, and almost coming out a victor here tonight.
Almost is only good in horseshoes and hand grenades, right? Dak Draper is your first ever Kansas City champion. But I tell you what, if there's a rematch, I'm going to be there. I'm looking forward to seeing what these two guys can do if there is a rematch, if they're both up to it.
Wow, and the fans here in the Scottish Rite Temple, love it or hate him, love that match, and I hope all of your DVRs are set, because Christopher, that's a match people are going to be watching for years to come. I cannot believe the Mile High Magnum is the representative of the National Wrestling League, Kansas City.
The Dak Draper era starts right here tonight in Kansas City. Your first ever Kansas City champion, the Mile High Magnum. Wear your tighty whities now. That's your champion right there. He said it. Get used to it.
He called his shot like the great Babe Ruth from the very beginning. He told all of us, he said, I will be your first Kansas City champion, and that premonition has come to reality. What's in store for here on out for the National Wrestling League? And the next time we come back here in the Scottish Rite Temple, the era of Draper is upon us, and who knows what's going to happen.
Fans, you got to get your tickets and you got to come and see this live. You can feel the electricity still here in the Scottish Rite Temple. Unbelievable matchup. Dak Draper is your champion. Thank God. I am so happy this guy wins.
For Christopher Fulton, I'm Ben Miller. We'll see you next time here on the NWL. Good night, everybody.